What's up, guys? HK here. Haven't did a video in a while. Thought I'd go ahead and throw this one up. Been pretty busy with the kids starting school, sports and stuff like that. Haven't had a chance really to do videos on what I've been working on, and I've been putting this one, piecing together when I've had some time. So as you can see, looks like it's pretty much finished. I got 2 more parts I want to put on this thing. A new upper. Since this is a Santan lower, I've got to do the Santan upper. And I'm going to put a different muzzle device on it, either a VG6 Epsilon or a Landtac Dragon. But, well, let's get into this one. Rotate it around here so you can see this side too. There we go. Alright, first things first, stock. This is the Mission First Tactical Minimalist Mil-spec version with my little paracord on there. Mil-spec buffer tube, of course, standard castle nut, standard end plate. Inside the buffer tube, I went with a JP silent capture spring. For anybody who doesn't know what a JP silent capture spring is, it takes over for your buffer and buffer spring. No more twanging noises and clunky spring noises when the rifle chambers. It's nice and quiet and captured. Hence the name. Moving up from there, BCM Gunfinder Mod 3 grip. Really like these grips. Great texture, good ergonomics to them. They feel really comfortable in my hand. Moving up from that, you got your Battle Arms Badass safeties, your ambidextrous safeties, and I also have the Battle Arms EPS pins for the takedown. Trigger wise is a Geissele SD-E. It's a 2-stage trigger. I really like these triggers. A single stage takes up real easy. Get you on fire here. You're at the wall and then break. It's that simple. So I really like these triggers. Very, very quick trigger, but yet you do have some control over it, which is nice. Moving up from there, of course, you know it's the Santan STT-15 lower. It's like been my 3rd lower from them. I love their lowers. Since me being a lefty, it makes it a lot easier for me to manipulate the rifle and work with the mechanics of it. Dust cover. These are the Strike Industries Ultimate dust covers. I don't know if I showed them before, but what's nice about them is they are a quick detached kind. As you can see, you can put them on real easy too. In order to get it back on, you just take this, rotate the spring back around, hold it in place. Let me get my finger in there. I'm kind of going at an awkward angle here. Line up the holes, push in the captured spring there, and detent, and boom, done like that. Very simple, especially if you've got a stripped upper and you don't want to deal with a standard dust cover that you have to deal with the pin and the C-ring and all that. So other than that, bolt, as you can see, was a Spikes Tactical. This is an MPI HP tested bolt. I've used quite a few of those. They work really well. As long as you lube them up, they tend to last, and I have had no problems with them whatsoever. So, as for the charging handle, of course, it's the Raptor charging handle. That's the only one I'll use. It's the best looking one, best functioning one for me. Moving on up from that, we've got some sights here. These are, I believe, from Demon Tactical. I got them off of Amazon. They were fairly reasonable, right around 25 bucks. They're no different, I would say, comparing them to the Deke sights or whatever they're called. They're like 250 bucks. I don't see the point in spending that much money for the same damn thing that I can get. Yeah, granted, these might be Chinese made, but if they're solid like these are and functioning, which they do function very well, I'd take those and save the money and put that into something else. On the front post sight, I did put the Blitzkrieg Chevron on there. I've used those on a few builds, and I really like the way they draw your attention to the point of that chevron. So that is a definite. Let's rotate this around and we'll work our way a little bit more toward them. Towards the front, we're looking at, this is the SLR Solo rail. This is a 16-inch rail, which I really like. Gives you a lot of area to work with. So that's one thing that makes it nice. As for, this is also an M-LOK. And of course, yeah, I put some paracord on there, but I've shot it quite a bit, and the paracord's doing just fine. So gives me a little bit more to grab onto, and also helps with the heat as it gets hotter. This is just a standard M-LOK rail section. Since this is an M-LOK rail, this is I believe a 9-slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a standard M-LOK. Let me get my dog out of the shop here. Come here. Come. Go. Sorry about that. Puppy didn't want to stay in the shop with Daddy. But as for that, one thing about M-LOKs I've noticed is that they're very hard to find aftermarket parts for. I've been looking for some kind of hand grip or something for this, and nobody makes one except SLR that would direct attach as an M-LOK, and the SLR one is actually kind of small. It's not as large as I'd like it to be. So I've been looking at these Nato Tactical ones called the Grip Stop for a while now, and I was going to buy one for a key mod rail that I have, but I went another route. But on this one, I said, heck with it, we'll try them out. So I called Lanco up, and they didn't know exactly if it would. Well, the person I talked to didn't know exactly if it would work with an M-LOK. He said shoot the, believe it is Nathan, an email, and he would get back with me. So he did get back with me. He said it would absolutely work because they use a backer plate that rests inside the rail that the screws go into, which would work with anything that has a slot. The only thing that you'd have to change, they do not send long enough screws for that. So I actually had to dig around and find some longer screws, which I believe they're 8/32, I believe the screws are. They're a pretty standard thread pattern in the firearms industry. Like all your screws are usually about the same. So I did have to find some longer ones, and even the ones I found were a little too long, so I had to trim them down a little bit. But they did work. They show a little bit at the bottom here. They're a little more, as you can see, they're a little larger, and they stick out, but they don't bother my hands at all. They're smooth. They're not jagged or anything. The ones that come with it are like pan heads. They actually rest inside the rail because they're made for it, of course. But this works very well. This is probably the most comfortable grip stop or forward grip I've ever used, especially using that over the rail thumb C kind of grip. Very natural, very comfortable. So definitely recommend this thing if you guys are looking for some kind of forward grip or some kind of stop or a barrier, rest or something like that. These things are really nice. So I do definitely recommend these, and I also like how it's like serrated or knurled in the front. And I have tested this out on a bench, and you can ram this into that bench, and it bites down real hard, so it gives you a good solid purchase when you're resting this on something. And it ain't going nowhere. It's a little wider than my rail, but that doesn't matter. It's on there. So definitely, if you guys are looking for something like this for an M-LOK, this is the way to go right now. I really like these. I think this is how I'm going to do mine from here out. And they're made out of I believe it's 70-75. I'd have to check their website. Don't quote me on it, but so they're pretty tough. Moving up from there, this upper, like I said, I'm not going to be keeping it, but as it sits right now, the stripped upper is actually a Palmetto State, which are fine. They're your standard forging, so there's nothing wrong with them. You see the Anchor Harvey there. The barrel is actually a Palmetto State also. 1 in 7 chrome line, chrome moly steel. So these are good barrels. They're on the cheaper end, which is nice. They're a little cheaper, but still they're a really good barrel. And for what I use, I'm not shooting for long distance or accuracy. This is more of a tactical gun, or training gun or whatever. So this is get some rounds through it when I can. So it works fine for the application I need it for. The gas block is a Yankee Hill LoPro gas block. That's pretty much a standard with me. They work perfect, and they don't break the bank. And of course, it's a gas block. You don't really see it, so it doesn't matter how pretty it is. Moving on up, the muzzle device on this one right now is a KAW Valley Linear Comp. These are great, I would say, for like a pistol build, something that's under 12-inch barrels, because they give you more back pressure, which is nice. Kind of like the Noveske KX3 or KX5 or something like that. These linear comps, it pushes all the muzzle blasts forward and not out to the side. So, and they also build up a little bit more back pressure, kind of like the Bang or whatever from. So, but that's probably going to get switched out. I need something that this doesn't rise much, but it does give more recoil than I would like. So sometimes it makes it a little harder to get follow-up shots. So that's one thing. Another thing, turn this around. Of course, so you got the WML, Enforced WML. Great little light, momentary on, off. I think this is the 200 lumen one. It works just fine for the application I need it for. I don't want to go too bright. If I need something brighter than that, I've always got another flashlight. And that's on a Haley Strategic Thorntail mount, the 45-degree offset. Optic is a Burris MTAC, as you can see, and this is a cattail you can get on Amazon. They don't really, you have to find somebody that actually make you an aluminum one, and then you're looking at $70-80. So I was like, hell with that. This is on Amazon. I think it cost me like $12. And it's basically a giant zip tie that you can tighten down, and it has long ends to it. You just cut them off when you're done, tighten it down, and you've got yourself a cattail or a quick throw lever, and it works perfect. So, best option. What else? The mount is a Warne Tactical mount. I like these because they come with rail sections on both sides. I just took the other side off because I'm a lefty, and if I put something on, it would be on this side. But would work great for like a Burris Fastfire 3, RMR, smaller micro red dot. This would be a good choice. So that is it on this build. Like I said, I do have some more parts coming. Definitely getting the Santan pillar upper. That'll be coming. Probably next week I'll get this stripped down and build that upper back up. And of course, I haven't decided truly on the muzzle brake, but it'll either be the VG6 Epsilon or the Lantac Dragon, most likely. Other than that, that is all for this one. You got any questions about it? Throw it in the comment box. I'll try to answer it best I can. If you like the video, give me them thumbs up. That's always appreciated. And subscribe. That's why we do these kind of things, is for you guys. Other than that, I guess I will catch you guys later.